Good afternoon, everybody. My name is MAKS. I'm from IBM. In cloud arena, let's say, as a cloud consultant working for the IBM Central Eastern Europe, means cover from the Baltic Turkey up to the Russian. As IBM has the division of brands, let's say, it's from the service GTS, Global Technology Services part. So working as a cloud consultant, helping the clients to the journey of the cloud, let's say, or to build the cloud, either the private one or to remove the cloud environment to their public cloud offering. So this lot, as I said, is a technical track. I will start with just qualify what is the word cloud, what it is, starting with one definition and another definition and how we see it. Then we'll shift to the elements of the requirements of the cloud and move then later on to the framework and how to do it, how to address the pain points within the cloud environment, how to deal with management of the cloud, since I truly believe that technology is mature enough to support the cloud, but also the most important stuff is how to manage it correctly, otherwise you can get in deep problems with that. So there is starting as a cloud definition from National Institute of Standards and Technology, basically it's the technology-centered definitions. So on-demand network access to share pool of the resources and things like that, automatic provisioning, and all this stuff around. So this one talks as a technology-centered definition of what is a cloud. We can now shift a little bit more what is it as from a business perspective as a cloud, how we see it. There's 5 characteristics of them. Most of them is on-demand services. It's accessible from anywhere. Location independent resource pool, it means client does not have to know to pick up, I'm going to need this resource from that pool or this one. System automatically dedicate the resource for you. Then the system should be rapid enough, so elastic enough to fulfill your needs for growth or to shrink your needs. And also, as most of them is used or required, it's flexible pricing mode. So you pay, so-called pay as you go. It means you just pay what you need. To do that also you need to have, as on-demand services, also cut-over services that provider will provide to you. We have distinguished that, I mean, most of the vendors distinguish that in 5 different ways. Yeah. So this one on the left side, we call it as a private cloud environment. What does it mean? It means that a solution is implemented behind the firewall. It means within your data center. This one is special as enterprise data center for the client premises. Also, possibilities to have it within your data center but operated by somebody else, or as a hosted private, means not shared environment. It is a private cloud environment but hosted somewhere else and managed by somebody else. Then we can shift later on the right side to the shared services, what's called public cloud. In this scenario we have enterprise one, which is actually for the customers, for the clients, corporates, enterprises, in the shared environment, of course, with as an independent, more secure mode, and then we have also public cloud services. And to be honest, IBM is not chasing this one, so basically it's not like Google, Amazon things, or the cloud providers like that. So we are covering mostly this area here. So I think this is something which answers the cloud question. Everybody has its own definitions. So, and to build a cloud or to move the cloud, it's not something that doesn't have challenges. Also, when you provide cloud services, you have to be sure that it's sound infrastructure, that it's safe side. To apply there or try to upload workloads, it's cloud-ready applications. Are they fit to the environment? Also, enable self-service in the cloud. Interaction with the clients, how they will pick some kind of a service. If you don't have a catalog, and you will not, let's say, talk about the clouds, because then we have to do something from scratch and come back to the many services. And there's lots of questions to be answered and designed in the solution for the cloud environment. This one most likely goes to the cloud service provider. Also, we can find elements required for any kind of the cloud implementation, either private or for the public clouds. Starting for the requirements one, the self-service portal, to the 10 of the open standards we have shortly. We'll go through them in the next pages. What is it all about? Self-service portal. User should be able to connect to the portal and pick what he wants. What kind of images, what kind of services, what kind of, let's say, hypervisor, what kind of pool. We like to have it on a safe pool, backup pool, disaster recovery infrastructure or not. So, possibility to choose what kind of services customer needs. Then we have, self-service portal. We have our service catalog. So possibility to easily implement new services, new images inside of the cloud environment. Automate provisioning. So basically when you decide what you really need, the software or the management tool should provision all these elements in the environment, not only to upload the image in the either VM infrastructure or Power VM or Z series from IBM, and also to ensure the firewall, network switches, and all this stuff are configured properly to support these elements. Then this mostly goes to the development environment. So cloud providers or cloud solutions should be able to support the whole complex topology. Creation and deployment means you are not just click one image, I need this kind of instance with that image, with this spec, then I need this one, I have to connect them. So ability to support that you predefine your environments and upload it to the cloud solution. Then of course we have platform administration management as, well, let's say VMware as a leading in this area, also supporting other one as Power VM from the IBM or Z machines from the, also as known as a host from IBM. Usage metering and billing, you should be able either as a service provider to provide the price for the customer used, or internally in the component and departments, how many resources each department will use. Then multi-tenancy, assuring service and tenant isolations. This element is most important for the cloud service provider. You should be able to ensure that each tenant, customer board is separated logically by each file. So basically from the starting point which you're entering the system up to the storage level, that he is separated. Security, privacy. We are talking now here the public cloud environment, not in the in-house as a private cloud. So you have to be enabled and convince or have service level agreement with the clients that you are sure that all this data is not accessible by third party, that it's under control, backups and things like that inside. And also the one of the connect and manage secure hybrid clouds. So we're able to manage, connect the private one with the public one, and also to manage the connection, or to manage both of the clouds in the same time. And of course, don't be stuck with the so-called vendor lock-in ability to build the cloud environment, to be possible to be able to connect to this environment, to change it, either to build your own portal, so you can have look and feel like your existing website, not to go for the standard vendors providers portal, so things like this. Now we are shifting a little bit to the so-called management solution, or how we at IBM started to build the cloud offering. Of course, we have some, let's say, cloud in a box, so call it. And all things are inside, from the storage part, the hardware part, switches, networking, the management node, and things like that inside. But also, starting point for building the cloud environment goes from the picture like this. So we made separation of the cloud computing, so creating cloud computing reference architecture, and there is a separation of three elements here. We are calling it as a cloud service consumer, actually who's going to use the cloud environment. Then we have cloud service creator, who's going to create cloud services, images or software as a services or platform as a service or things like that. And also we have the elements, it's called cloud service provider. And these things, the cloud service provider does not go only for the called public cloud service provider. It is who's going to provide the cloud service, either in-house or out. So we distinguish here a couple of elements. It's like cloud services, which all know from ES to the business processes services, and then we have so-called common cloud management platform, addressing the operational support of the cloud environment and the business support services. And of course, it's completely infrastructure. So this is starting architecture, how we start to build the cloud environment for the customers. If you go a little bit deeper on, and this picture can go really low level, there's a book like this. Of course, I not use all the elements every time because there's not so much so-called design complex solution in this area. So what we are seeing here is cloud service consumers. When you start to build a cloud, what clients really expect from the cloud, what they really want, and not just use the infrastructure. Are they going to do some kind of service integration with the cloud environment, existing IT? Do we need to involve the consumer business manager? Do we need to implement some kind of offer or approvals? It means the customer would like to purchase some kind of request instance or services, we have to go to approval, to the CFO, manager, things like that. Then, cloud service creator is also tools enabled for the developing the cloud services. This one also can be within this area if you're talking about the cloud service provider. So it can be going together. In this area we have complete elements how to successfully manage and run the cloud environment. And also these boxes, some kind of is also mapped to the piece of the software, either from IBM or either from third-party software, and from this element also. So this one is how to run operationally the operational support of the cloud environment. This one is actually how to support the clients and how to get revenue, how to build how to meter the stuff, which is actually supporting the clients. If we go one step further on, at the yellow color, it's actually what is included out of the box of the solution for the service provider. That's when you install the package, you have all these elements inside already. Of course, all other elements can be fulfilled by IBM or by the third vendor or by the customer himself. To go to the solutions, now we are shifting to the Tivoli brand in the IBM. It's IBM Tivoli Service Automation. The difference is here, this is the tools actually built cloud environment from the scratch. It means starting to install, customization, implementing, and connecting all the elements together. Then we have additional one, it's called IBM Service Delivery Manager, also IBM orchestration tool, which actually is pre-built, pre-configured services, which you just implement in the environment, do the discovery of the environment, and then configure it as you need it. And there is also, call it as a box. Starting from the cloud, was from last year, and then from currently now Euroflex, which actually have the complete hardware, the complete software inside, storage, networking, management tools are already inside. What are the differences? Basically, you have everything in the box. And actually, you need 10 days to start running it. Or you can build on complete cloud environment buy or existing infrastructure or purchase each elements beside, based on the real cloud requirements for the client. Tool itself, it's shipped its support on a tool version. It's actually working on the System X as a VMware images or the System P. Basically not only IBM X series, also for the other vendors X series. It comes on 4 images, and actually you upload it, configure it in the virtual center, and you start running it. What is here not so positive, let's say, this is a managed from environment. So this is where you manage the environment. It's managed to environment or managed environment. So basically we support VMware, we support KVM, we support SAN, then also we support IBM Power Machines, virtual machines, VM control, then also supports ZC as host. So it means that from the one management server you can run and manage heterogeneous environment. Of course, this goes also for the storage part of it. They should be checked because of the lines in this that each of the reporting. I'm not Croatian, I'm not English native speaker, so the thing is that you can support and manage different environments. Within the complete package of the orchestration software is core service automation management. It means service automation, it's monitoring side, so you can track what's happening with your cloud environment. Also, you can extend that monitor. You can extend that monitor for additional elements of your infrastructure, or you can incorporate that monitor to the existing monitor environment within your company. Then you have RSS usage accounting to provide you chargeback metering or billing. You have a service portal inside, service provisioning, service catalog, templates, and multi-management customer and installation. It's built inside. Any other features, any other requirements basically are picked up from this CCRA map you saw based on the customer requirements within the development phase of the cloud solution. So, but this one is actually inside. When you implement it, you have all these features here. What is inside? As mentioned, automatic provisioning, secure user-centric service, monitoring and usage accounting. Also, you have the possibility to reserve the environment for future use. So, if you need some kind of services later on, not today, in a month, so these services will be reserved for you in the time of period. How will you charge the customers for that? It's up to customers to decide. How does it look, let's say, logical view? From starting here, also it's high availability environment based on the also the virtualization layer who is providing the virtualization layer. Also, it's based on its own P series or its own X series. How this is defined. So you have also directory server inside, but you can also integrate it with the existing one. You have service request manager, services go down, then you can, as mentioned, connect to the third-party environments. Here goes VMware, SAN, KVM, Hyper-V, and also, of course, to the IBM tools, as Power Virtual Machines, or Z Virtual Machine hypervisors. Also going down from the infrastructure, there is a list of the possible elements support. So this tool, actually, management tool, provides you possibility to manage heterogeneous environment and also heterogeneous infrastructure. Any questions so far? It's loud enough?
May I ask you about service level agreement? We expect that in a cloud environment, service level should be, let's say, evaluated in another way rather than in traditional environment. Could you tell more about SLA how IBM sees possible installation in cloud environment. How do you expect? Because cloud itself is a resilient and fault tolerance environment, right? So
it should be.
It should be.
Depends on the provider.
It depends on the provider, right?
So distinguish that really.
Inside IBM, do you expect that the SLA of the cloud environment will be higher than traditional environment?
To be honest, I don't think so.
Don't think so, right?
I don't think so. If you go to the completely managed environment, managed services, then you have dedicated services. Go to the cloud environment. To go back, managed services are focused on some tasks.
Right.
You need database, you need, I don't know, middleware, you need some kind of storage, high-end enough to support apps and things like that as well. And the cloud environment is more, let's say, do request the services, but these services, I would say for myself, providing you, are they enough good for your requirements? So I can provide you instances, let's say, for which are CPUs, I don't know, 2 gigabytes of RAM, storage, but is the storage good enough for transaction database? So these things should be really separated. If you know what I'm trying to answer in this case. Basically, if you're going to use storage, let's say storage as a backup, okay. And we just will put files there. But we're going to use the storage as for the database, transactional base usage. Then I have to provide enough IOPS to the application. Now, depends, is this cloud environment built for that purposes or is built for something else? For, let's say, web services. Completely different. So then cloud service providers should have divided the environment in storage tiers. Then you have to divide the environment based on, let's say, on the virtualization level. You want to use VMware, you want to use KV, you want to use Hyper-V, some customers have Hyper-V. Then you have to separate it like you want to have disaster recovery mode. You translate all the data somewhere else, or you don't need it. So when you start picking deeper, then your picture is going. And currently, none of the public cloud service providers providing something like this. So you can pick, oh, I need, I don't know, allowed network access storages, which I don't know how many apps possible here because of that, and I need natively, let's say, bare metal provisioning. But at the same time, I need 10 servers on a hypervisor with entry storage. Basically, at the moment, it's not possible at the moment. So it's investment to do that.
Okay. Are you using cloud for your internal services?
Yes.
Any idea?
Yes, we shrink. I can't tell the exact number of the laboratories and data centers around the world to really not know the numbers. But the ratio is something like 1 to 4. Investment and gain. So basically, you need something, you just pick it up, you have it, you use it, you destroy it. So this. And I think that we have another session in 2 hours, another session in zip diagram, and I have a map of the labs in my name. So a couple of use cases to go to the hierarchical model view from the cloud admin. When you create tenant, then you have to be separate. So you create tenant administration. The guy who is responsible for the customer. Within that, he can create tenant and additional one users, and they go for the define the user. So it's in, let's say, this way. We, as also the public cloud environment offering, for, I think it's 1.5 years now, 2 years, it's based like this. So when they board the customer, they have to be one administrator. And it's up to him how will we handle the rest of the users in the cloud environment. And of course, they are separate. How it looks like when you create one of them. So basically, there's also products here as people as service automation manager, provisioning manager, and things like that. But basically, you request, you have approval. So then you go all over the switches, hypervisors, storages, firewall to create isolation or multi-tenancy for the users based on VLANs. Of course, one of the storages is supported or not. So we have to have infrastructure that supports all these elements. So you can separate it from the storage part, accessing through the VLANs, through the switches, up to the VMware hypervisor, for example, with the virtual switches inside. So it's completely separate. Another pictures look similar, boarding the customers. You create zones, you create firewalls, you create storage space. After that, if you need, you can divide into load balancer, then you define virtual machines, firewall rules, and you go down there to create the instances of the packages and other stuff. Additional different view. What it's trying to tell is basically when you board the customer, you not need to go and pick each of the elements to configure it manually. So basically, for one management tool, you will manage the firewall, you will manage the VPN, you will manage the access points, you will manage the storage part, you will manage the hypervisor, you will manage the also hardware infrastructure, and you will manage the users and the images within the environment. So basically, from the starting point here, process automation, you go down to the infrastructure and create complete isolated environment for the customers. Of course, customers can request, if let's say I am the service provider, to have all my instances on the internet, and then I want also to have it privately connected to the VPN to my data center. This is possible basically. So the customer can choose, I want to have these services based on the internet, so everybody can access it. Or I want these services to have it as extension of my network. So basically it's just a configuration of VLANs, how you put it. Also possibility to define the firewall instance that will actually connect between the internet and your infrastructure. So I want to say this is the, what is inside of the one sort of package which can be extendable. And basically why this one? Because it works on a different platform, it works on different infrastructure, it supports multiple hypervisors based on the customer requirements. And those are basically defined, let's say, architectured during a couple of workshops to define what actually customers would like to have. Automated provisioning, deprovisioning, automating, deleting, however you configure the system, offer usage accounting for the billing systems, easy capacity, so it's more to the system, the rates went up and down, multi-tenant, and basically this is how we build it. So based on this picture you saw in the boxes, each cloud solution is based and developed from this one. Okay. So basically, within the 30 minutes, I think it's enough to go pick any technical part we can discuss one day for each of them. So basically, this is all that I have to say. So, any kind of questions in the moment? Thanks. latest colleagues, members.